Part of it is our job. Like as admissions counselors, it's our job to make somebody feel comfortable talking to us. So I put a lot of that on the admissions counselor. Like they should be able to talk to a student who is very chatty and willing to share. And they should also be able to talk to somebody who's quieter and more reserved and might take longer to open up with information. As parents, what I would say to parents, if you are trying to prepare your student for an interview, is really try to reassure them that it's just a conversation. And I know that's like, that's one of those things that's like, oh, it's just a conversation, but the feeling of it does not feel like a conversation. So I get that piece. But the more you can try to have them feel comfortable that it's just a conversation and they're trying to get to know you, the better. Because I think the more comfortable they'll feel walking into our offices. I also think, though, in preparing somebody for an interview, the most important thing for the student to know is that they're going to have to talk about themselves. And for some people, that can be really uncomfortable. So they're going to have to talk about their interests, what classes they really like, and then also if they've like gotten an award, it's great to hear about that stuff. Like I can't tell you how many times I've talked to a student and then found out something so cool from their parents afterwards. And I'm like, man, I wish the student had told me that so we could have talked about it. So I think talking to your kid to say, hey, you're going to talk about these things. And it's not you bragging about yourself. It's that you really want to share this with the admissions counselor because this might be the opportunity they have to learn this about you. I would try to prepare them by calming their nerves if you can. And then it's ultimately on the admissions counselor to really make your child feel comfortable in the interview process. And it's also the process, right? Like I interview somebody and I talk to them for a little while, but then hopefully I'll keep in touch with them throughout the process. And even if a family wants to jump on a Zoom later on, I mean, I can do that. Not all schools might not be able to do that. But at some schools, people can continue that conversation. So if a student really feels like, I didn't represent myself well, just know we could talk over the phone another time too. Just because you might have a question and then we chat and I get to know that student a little bit more.